Chelsea Clinton is lecturing us again, specifically us as parents, and specifically in a very not so camouflaged way, casting shade on those of us who declined to get the COVID jab. But she is now expanding her supercilious lecturing about the COVID jab to other medical procedures that she wants to coerce us into undergoing. If you think that sounds vague, she's not vague at all about what she's talking about. So I want to show you this video. This is Chelsea Clinton talking about vaccinating your baby. Take a look at this.
I do think, though, when you ask about the role of public-private partnerships kind of after the last few years, I think we spend so much time, understandably, focused on the mRNA vaccines and technologies. I spend a lot of time thinking about the really unfortunate, to try to use a not too judgmental word, kind of rise in not only kind of vaccine hesitancy and questioning, but outright kind of rejection of vaccines and of kind of science and the scientific kind of process, and also too often on our scientists, our epidemiologists, our frontline healthcare workers. And so I do think we need to have a much more robust conversation and sense of urgency, because I think we are less prepared today than we were arguably in January of 2020, partly because of the kind of lack of trust and confidence in not only our scientists, but in science itself, and certainly in the public health professionals. And so I think we need kind of the public sector to hopefully stop doing things like stripping away public health emergency powers from state public health agencies. But we also need the private sector to help, candidly, like do a better job of helping explain kind of the science that you are already commercializing and bringing to market, but also what you're working on, and help us kind of in the broader conversation not be uncomfortable with the discomfort of uncertainty. And so I do think we need really good ideas for how best to do that, because we all deserve to hopefully not be as unprepared as I worry we are at the moment. And the last thing I'll say is a new effort that we're a part of is the new initiative launched by the World Health Organization last week to try to catch kids up on their routine immunizations. In 2021 alone, more than 25 million kids under the age of 1 missed at least one routine immunization. And so we're working with WHO and the Gates Foundation and others to hopefully have the largest kind of childhood immunization effort ever over the next 18 months to catch as many kids up as possible, because no one should die of polio or measles or pneumonia, including in this country where we also need people to be vaccinating their kids.
Absolutely.
I know when I need advice for how to stay alive or for how to keep my family alive, the first people I turn to are the Clintons. That's who I like to go to for advice on how to stay alive, or the World Health Organization, or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Those are my go-to experts for how to take care of my health and how to stay alive. This is just the creepiest video, right? This is the playbook that the left wrote during COVID, which they didn't even invent during COVID. They had built this playbook using Big Pharma and the revolving door between Big Pharma and the regulatory agencies in the executive branch of the federal government. This is, they built this first in Big Pharma in our government, then they applied it during COVID, and now they're taking this template they've created and they're trying to apply it to other medical decisions that either we make for ourselves or that we as parents make on behalf of our children.